All right, we're going live right now. This is Marshall County Watch, and we're doing something that hasn't been done before. Yes, Kojak, I appreciate that. We're on WKRA in Holly Springs. This is Marshall County Watch, watching out for you, my new podcast. And we do a lot with the community and for us letting you guys know what's going on in the community. So make sure you plug in to Marshall County Watch podcast. We're on Facebook and we're on YouTube. And this is a new thing. I mean, Kojak's on my show. I'm on Kojak's show. And we got Michael Perkins running for District 1. And he's a real strong candidate. And Mr. Perkins, what you got for us today?
All right. Thank you very much, Mr. Bridges. Mr. Kojak, first, like always, I want to thank you for allowing me to come on this platform to speak to the citizens of Marshall County. Mr. Kojak, I had requested to be on your show. I love to always come engage in a conversation. You ask a lot of fair questions, and I just always appreciate to be on the legendary Kojak show. So I kind of requested from Raven, and I appreciate her always making time and room for me to come on this platform to talk to the citizen. But also, I would like to thank Mr. Bridges with the Marshall County Watch podcast. I've talked to him several times, and we have had a lot of outstanding conversation throughout the campaign. It seems that he's been a very fair guy. He stays in the middle, not biased or any other candidate, and it seems that he's very genuine about trying to make Marshall County a better place and be transparent with the voters and stuff. So I appreciate him giving me an opportunity to come on his platform. And I think there's a lot of great things going to happen with the Marshall County Watch podcast. And saying that, I also like to thank the voters for allowing me to come before into their homes and speak with them and talk to them about my agenda. But like always, I like to introduce myself. For the ones that don't know me and what I'm here seeking, my name is Michael Perkins. I'm a candidate for the Supervisor District 1 race. I'm a native of Marshall County, born and raised here, attended Holly Springs High School. After high school, I joined the military. I married my married my wife that I've been dating since 8th grade. I think we're coming up on 36 years reunion. So after marrying and joining the military, I was stationed in San Diego, California. There, I was deployed to Iraq. I've done 2 tours in Iraq. And after my time in San Diego, I was transferred to Panama City, Florida. There, I attended Gulf Coast Community College because I had a passion for law enforcement, and I knew I wanted to be in law enforcement. So I took up criminal justice. And after I completed my military service, I moved back to Marshall County, where I joined the Holly Springs Police Department. Where there I worked about 18 plus years, and worked at the school for 6 years as a Holly Springs School Resource Officer. And then I was elected twice to the term of constable for the North District. And I decided, I had my retirement time in, so I decided to go ahead and retire after 2 terms. Now, in saying that, being on the campaign trail, and I like to always thank the citizen for allowing me to come into their house. I've been going a lot to house, plead my agenda to people, telling them what I'm running on, what I'm trying to do, and I just want to thank them so much for allowing me to come into their house and speak with them for a moment. In saying that, people, most of the time I go to talk to people that ask, what's the reason for me running? Why I decided to run? And I tell people the reason I decided to run because I feel that I have the skills to improve the quality of life for all of Marshall County. There's some things that I feel that I can bring to the table to help our community out and move it forward. And I say that I think that Marshall County have done an outstanding job on the industrial part. We bring a lot of industrial commercial business up on the north end, a lot of job opportunities, and that's great with the jobs that are coming here. And I think we have done a great job on that. But as once I'm elected as supervisor, One of the first things I plan to do, some of the first things I plan to do is, go to Russ College. I would like to meet with the new president of Russ College. I would like to have a sit down and talk to him and see what is it that the government of Marshall County, the governor of Marshall County could do to help with the citizens of Marshall County, whether it's young adults or older adults, to get enrolled in Russ, so they can be on the pathway of getting a bachelor's degree. And I think the more people we enroll in Russ College, the better attractive it'll make Marshall County, having a lot more educated people with bachelor's degrees. Also, I would talk with him about the program that we used to have at Russ, the NYSP program. That I'm very passionate about. I would see that would be something he would be interested in allowing to be on his campus again. And I think it's very good community uh, environment with Russ College. But in saying that, if he's on board with that, I think I hit the ground running, going to some of these commercial factories up on the north end and trying to solicit funds to support our NYSP program. I think a lot of those places will be more than willing to help out, especially when you're doing something positive with the kids and trying to get funds to bring that program back. Because as a young man, that NYSP done so much for me and so much of my friends and family. Being able to go there in the summertime and keep us out of trouble, and then our parents knowing that we're in a safe environment. And I know a lot of parents now will like a program like that while they're at work during the summertime. They know their kids is in a safe environment while they're at work. And I think that's something that we really, really need to tap back into, doing something for our young adults. Also, um, I would like, over the years, I hadn't seen a lot of armed forces recruiters here recruiting our young people. And I say that the military is one of the best decisions I made in my life. Joining the military opened up a lot of doors and opportunity for me, and it gave me an opportunity to go into law enforcement, being able to retire. And I think that we need to, start, making sure our military forces are here and trying to recruit our kids to give them a pathway that they can enjoy a career. Um, Other than that, I would like to talk about the youth, because that's a very important thing to me. Me being a grandfather, having little kids and in this community, and nowhere for nothing for them to do that's positive. I think we need to do better. I look at Marshall County and I kind of wonder, how is it that we seen a demand that we built a new justice court system, we built a new detention system, a center, we built we purchased the old Thomas Funeral Home and renovated it for a juvenile court. Now, I'm not saying those things are not needed, but what I am saying that if we seen a demand, a need for that, for the criminal justice system, it seems like that we put the cart before the horse. It seems that we should have invested in our community with young people, giving them something to do, something positive, a pathway of staying out of trouble, and not have that pipeline from school to prison. If we had think that we had done those things first, then maybe we wouldn't have had a need to have a bigger courtroom for juveniles and for justice court. So those things that I think that we should go back and do. If we had if we spent millions of dollars over the last few years, millions of dollars for our justice system, but we don't see a need to spend millions of dollars on our youth and our young people. And we have to do better. We have to start investing in our young people, giving them something to do to keep them out of trouble. And over the campaign trail, I talk to people, and I know sometimes I run to people, and they feel that, well, my kids are grown, and my issue is not that. These kids just out of control. And I have to always tell them, I say, if you look at a field full of sheep and a sheepdog, you'll see those sheep out there probably thinking that, why is this sheepdog always hanging around us, bothering us, and they don't hang out with the sheepdog, just think the sheepdog is there just annoying them. But that sheepdog know his purpose. He know his purpose is there to protect the sheep. He know that if he walk away from those sheep, that the wolves gonna come in and take him out. He know his purpose. And I tell the people when they say that, we have to be these young people's sheepdog. We have to be the protector, Because if we walk away from our young generation, this world going to consume them one at a time. We cannot give up on our young adults. We have to be there to protect them, watch over them, and we have to be the sheepdog in place of that. So we have to start putting things in place that's going to better our kids and get them on the right path, whether it's community center, park, and recreation. We have to start doing those things. Um, and also the hospital. We have to find a way to reopen our emergency room. We have to find the funds and put in the effort to try to come up with the funds to reopen that emergency room because it was just so vital for our community. So many people may not have the time to make it to Olive Branch and New Albany to a hospital, and it's a life saving, something life saving, critical going on with them. We need the hospital here. We need to do whatever it takes to get the hospital back up and running. And saying that, I tell people, I say that I'm a different type of candidate. I was thinking about on the way here that I had a conversation with a friend a couple of months ago when I first decided to run, and we was debating. He was saying, "Perkins, you're not a politician," and I was arguing the fact about that. And then a few minutes I thought about it. I said, "You know what? You're definitely right. I'm not a politician." I say, and I don't know if that's a good thing to say you're a politician nowadays. I said, but what I am, I think I am a good person. I'm an upstanding citizen. I've served my community, and I want to get back in the arena to make our community better. I want to fight for our young people. I want to fight for the older people. I want to fight for the middle-aged people. So I'm just a good guy. I've had my career. I retired from law enforcement. I'm a disabled veteran. So I'm okay. I said, but I'm not trying to go into being a supervisor, trying to stay there for the next 20 years or 10, 15 years. I want to come, serve my terms, whatever terms I decide to do right by my people, be in it for the right reason, make the people quality of life better, set a path for the next person coming up that he already have a pathway to continue that journey to make our community better. And those are my plans. Also being transparent. I say that we put people in position, we elect people, and they forget why they was elected. They forget to communicate with us. They feel that they they don't have time to talk to us. And I tell people, I say, as elected official, our job is to service the community. Our elected official, if you're not seeing your elected official, they're not out there riding around, talking to people, going to people's houses, asking them their concern, then how can they make their life better if they're not ever going into the community and talking to these people? It's just no way possible that you could make a person situation better if you're not engaged in conversation with them. So I'm not going to be that type of supervisor. I'm not running for office to make friends. I have friends. I'm running for supervisor for one purpose, to make the people's lives of Marshall County better. And doing that, I'm going to be very transparent with the citizen. I told Mr. Bridges, we have several conversations. I'm going to be a regular guest on this show. I think it's a very positive show. People need to tune in to it because he's talk about a lot of interesting things. And I told him I'm going to be a regular guest to talk to the citizens of Marshall County, tell them what I'm voting on, the things that we're doing, the things that we have planned. It's my duty, responsibility to report back to the people who put me in office to tell them what we have, what I'm voting on, and I should be able to explain that. And saying that, I don't have a problem telling what other supervisors how they voted. And the other supervisors have a problem with that, then maybe they should vote different. Now, I'm not trying to make enemies with any supervisor because we have to get along. But my job and my responsibility to the citizen that put me in office is to be transparent with them. Being transparent means talk to them about what's going on in the government. What are we doing to make their lives better?
Well, let me interject 1 second, Mr. Perkins. That's what I'm talking about. That's what my show is about. Because it's like once they get elected, they hide from the citizens. And then that's how March County Watch evolved. And you said you would come back on the show and you would let the people know what's going on. Because once they get elected, our issues are not their issues anymore.
Exactly. I agree with you, Mr. Bridges. And we need to start being more transparent with the citizens of Marshall County.
Now, just like appointments, I Power's supposed to be to the people,
Exactly.
not to the government. So now if you appoint somebody in a position, then to me, they're appointed over us. And that's not how it's supposed to be. Now, how would you suppose we should handle that on appointments? Because I think the voters should have to vote. But I understand in Marshall County or in Mississippi, it's where once a seat becomes vacant, that they have to appoint somebody. Now, my way of thinking is, okay, if that's the case, let's let that person run that clock out. But after that person run the clock out, we should have a vote. But that person, to me, should be disqualified from running in that race once he run the clock out because he or she has an unfair advantage over the next person when they try to run.
Exactly.
Now, what's your sentiments on that?
Mr. Bridges, I agree with you 100%. I think that at no time, if our supervisor appoints someone, it should be a process that's already in place.
Yes.
Whether it's the runner up in the previous election, is the person that's always chosen, or whatever the process is, and that's what they follow. People is okay with that. People doesn't like when they think maybe favoritism was shown,
Right.
because and not only that, just favoritism. A few people shouldn't decide on who they choose to represent us. The citizens should have some say so in it. And if you go back to getting the next person to run up, the citizen had to say so. But when you have a few people decide that they're going to choose this person to represent us, then it's become an unfair system. And saying that, the supervisor should be able to explain why they put a person in place, how they come to terms in doing that. Because, like you say, Mr. Bridges, it become unfair to other candidates when they appoint a person in that position, then it does become an unfair advantage that a person didn't earn to be in that position. And I think that, it should be some understanding that, whoever we put in position is going to be a person that maybe not seeking the next term up because of the unfair advantage they give it. But whoever they put in place, the supervisor should be able to answer and justify to the citizen district of any district of why and who they chose for that position.
See, you got a lot of good stuff that's going on. I like a lot of stuff you're saying because I grew up in this community too. And Holly Springs was a place to go. And that's where we shot. I'm from Slayton, so that's where we shot. We came to Holly Springs. Byhalia came to Holly Springs. Now it's almost like they're switching places where Byhalia is where Holly Springs used to be. Not a knock on Byhalia, but we start kind of going backwards, and we need new innovation to bring us forward. And then another thing that you were talking about was youth programs. The last youth program I remember was when they had the skating rink open.
Yeah.
And once that closed, there's nothing. And but you say we got money going into juvenile detention centers. I mean, what are we going to do? What do you propose to do to counter that? To keep these kids from going there, because there's no youth programs in this area right now.
I agree with you, Mr. Bridges, and that's the thing that, of course, everything it always take the majority of the rules on what program get implemented. So I know we have to work with supervisor, but I think everyone, when they vote, they should be held accountable for their vote, and they have to explain to their citizen why did they not vote on something that's going to be good for our young people. At the end of the day, we have to start we have to start doing better, not just in Holly Springs, but all throughout Marshall County.
Yeah, exactly.
Marshall County is a great place, and we need to let the world know, let the corporate world know that Marshall County is open for business. If you come invest in us, your business is going to be successful. If you bring shopping centers here, mall, restaurant, we're going to support you. We're going to be successful. We're a thriving community, and we want you to come here. We want the apartment complexes to come here. So many people that need a place to live can't find just a certain amount of just so many houses in Holly Springs or other places in Marshall County to rent. And it's nowhere for our young people to live, and they leaving, and it just doesn't make sense for us not to be ahead of that game to try to keep our young working class people here. Because, Mr. Bridges, that's the only way we can grow. I'm getting older. I spend less money. I shop less. That's a fact. All of us, as you get older,
right.
Our young people that's out here working, we're not doing anything to retain them. So I know rooftops are coming, but everyone not in a position to afford housing. So we have to bring other living quarters here for our young people to have a place to stay. We have to do better in those things, which is, in order for us to continue to grow. And Holly Springs, Holly, and let me say this right here, just stepping aside. Uh, a lot of people that I've talked to have a big concern with the utility power outage.
Okay.
And I tell people, I say, whatever problem Holly Springs have with the utility department, the problem is there. There's no need to keep beating a dead horse. We have identified the problem. What can we do to resolve the problem? And I say, I don't know all the laws of doing it, but I've talked to a supervisor. I think it could be done. I said, I can't understand why the county hadn't got with the city and say, listen, we know wintertime's coming. People lose power a lot in the wintertime because the trees falling on line.
Right, right.
And when that's the case, we're going to stop all our public works and we're going to give all our resources to help clear these lines. And we'll work out payment with the city to get paid on the back end. We'll work that out. But what citizen would be upset with the county stepping in and help solving the problem? Because our power is out, and it's the county responsibility to also. And I'm not saying that it's their fault or whatever, but it's their responsibility to my quality of life and my power keep going out in the wintertime. They have to step in and help out with that situation.
But I feel that that's what we need. We need new, innovative conversation inside the supervisor board. I mean, we need new people because when I hear a lot of people call me or see me in the street, and I'm not talking to them about voting, which we need to get out and vote for the supervisor next month. But the thing is, it don't matter who you vote for, everything gonna be the same. But when you go buy a pair of pants, if the pants don't fit, you don't buy them anyway. You try on another pair. So we need to stop letting these people stay in office all the time if they're not doing what you want them to do. Because that's where that problem comes. If you're saying, you no matter who you vote for, it's going to be the same problem, then you're the problem. Vote for somebody else if they're not doing what you're doing. And that's, I think, what we're getting away from. If the person not doing what they say they was going to do or what you think they should be doing, then change that person.
I agree. I agree. And, we have to hold our elected official to a higher standard.
Yes.
And I say character, trustworthy, integrity, all that means a whole lot. We have to vet our candidates. We have to do those things. Being transparent. I seen Mr. Zen on your show, I think a week ago.
Yes.
Uh, and I'm not saying what the other supervisors are doing because maybe they have been on other shows. I don't know. But I said I seen Zen on your show and he was talking to the citizen about things that was going on. And that's what we need.
Yes.
In our elected official. All we want is to be treated fairly. What you do for one, do for me. Don't fix somebody's road, not fix my road. Don't repair somebody's driveway if you can't repair my driveway. People just want honest elected official with those skills. And I think that I bring a lot to the table. I've been a service to my community, my country, for the last 30 years. Since high school.
Yes.
And I think I can say that I've put myself in position and done the groundwork that I could be successful in that position as supervisor.
And I'm being a fellow veteran, I understand exactly what you're talking about. And I don't understand why politicians hide from the constituents. Like I said, you only see them every 4 years or every time there's an election or something like that. And that's hoping that we need new leadership inside of Marshall County, especially inside District 1. Because District 1, I mean, you're right there where everything is coming to. Because if somebody going to come in, some business going to come in, they're going to come here.
Yeah.
So we need somebody to usher them in here. Yeah. And I mean, what are you going to do? You already talked about what you're going to do to get that in here.
Yes.
But that's what we need. We need new leadership.
We do. Leadership means a lot. Leadership is identifying the problem, working with people, and being able to get something accomplished. We have to have that. How do we convince our young people that having kids, they look at, and they looking at where they want to raise their kids.
Yeah.
And they choose thinking between us, Lafayette, DeSoto, whatever. and they start going down the checklist, and they say, well, what is it for me, for my kids to do in this community? And most of them give us a failing grade because it's nothing for in place for their kids to get involved in, and so we just have to, we have to start at the bottom, start, helping our young people, getting affordable housing and or living quarters, apartments, or whatever, family uh, environment type apartment. We just have to start getting involved in doing those things with the community.
Yes. I
We
mean,
have to.
I like all those ideas, and I'm pretty sure all the viewers and listeners like all those ideas too. And then we need somebody. I mean, a lot of your ideas are great. I mean, to bring them to the forefront. And then I like what you're saying about if you can or if you can't do it, you're not going to shy away from it. You're going to come in, and let the people know they can't find you in the street, or they can't find you on the job site. They'll find you on Marshall County Watch, and you letting them know every chance you get what you're doing, what you're trying to do.
Exactly. Exactly. Because I say that, you bring a lot of ideas. If I present 50 things to the board, that's a lot.
Yes,
But if I got 5 of them accomplished, that was 5 things that we got accomplished. That's a lot better than bringing 0 ideas and getting 0 accomplished.
exactly.
So it's best to put a lot of things out there. You may not be able to get all of them done, but you're working on so many things, and the ones you get done is always a positive versus not doing anything. We just can't continue with that status quo. Fixing your road on bringing you rock,
Right,
because that's the only thing I hear from our politicians. Let's
right,
do the
right.
road. And the road doesn't make our life better.
I got
It doesn't make the quality of my life better. I need something to do for my grandkid. When my wife and I want to go out and eat, I don't want to have just 2 or 3 restaurants to choose from. When I want to go shopping, I'm tired of going to DeSoto County going shopping. Why do I have to go to DeSoto County when we have Marshall County?
you.
And I
Right,
live in Marshall County. But we have to go out and solicit these companies to come and give them, convince them why is it good to invest in us. The investing in us is a winning situation. We have to start convincing these companies, invest in us, you're going to
I
win.
got you.
You're going to be successful in Marshall County. We have to go out and do that. We have to start demanding more from these industrial places. We're giving them tax exempt on a lot of things, and I know there's a lot of different contract with different factories, different manufacturers up there, but we're giving them, some tax exempt, and doing that, we have to start demanding something back. And
Well, we
I
need
think most of them
somebody.
are willing to give to us. We
We
just have
need
to ask.
somebody in the fight. We need somebody to fight for us. You're not going to accomplish. Nobody's going to accomplish everything, just like you said. But
Yeah,
we need somebody in the fight for us, and we need to know that they're fighting for us. And the only way we're going to know is you come and tell us what you're doing.
exactly,
Because a lot of times, like I said, we don't hear from these guys for 4 years, and then everybody, like, they never do nothing.
exactly.
And then you got to let the people know what you're doing and what you're trying to do.
Exactly. And let me say the number. I think it's saying that, if you have a call, if you're going to call in, we always open for questions.
Yes.
You want me to announce that the call in number is 901-293-9949. I say again, 901-293-9949. So it's putting the number out there.
I mean, you got an excellent, extensive resume and all that. That's great. And then to put that to work in District 1, I think that's going to be a plus
Oh yeah,
also.
oh yeah. Miss Bridges, listen, I have a proven track record. Like I say, I've done the groundwork. I've been involved in this community. I socialize with everyone. I talk to everyone. My wife always get upset with me whenever I go in the store and we having a conversation as I'm walking in the store. She says, "Well, I'll call you back later," because she know when I walk in that store, I'm pretty much going to start talking to everybody. And that's what. Listen, that's just type person I am. But that's what you want as your elected official, a person that a people person
Right.
that's in it for the right reason. So those are things that I think I can bring to the table, moving Marshall County forward. It's a lot that we can accomplish here, working together, but we have to work together. We
Right.
have to get everybody on board and see a need, why these things need to be done. And I'm a strong believer in this, Bridget. Um, if any supervisor brings something before the board and they can show me how it's going to better the community. I'm for it. And I feel that the things I bring before the board, whether it's stuff for young, our youth or living quarters or whatever, those things are positive. And when our elected official are not willing to step out and do the right thing, then their bosses, their voters, the people who hired them should know.
Exactly.
They should know when we're voting something good for them. They should also know that we voted something that not good for them. They should know those things, and we have to, like I say, transparency is just a big thing in our over the years with our elected officials.
But that's just like with jobs. If a job comes open and the supervisor's got to approve it, why don't the citizens only know about it after the job is filled already? I mean, I didn't vote for this guy. I don't know if he, who I want, or is it by guy even qualified? All of a sudden, we fill this position. I didn't even never know the position was open.
Mr. Bridge, that's a good point. Case in point, the new fire department up on 72. It was a chief hired, fire chief, assistant fire chief, and the guy that got the chief job, he was an EMS officer, EMS personnel, and a person was hired for that position. Now, by all means, I'm not saying these people was qualified, but we don't know. But all those jobs was filled without anyone having an opportunity to apply. Every citizen in Marshall County should have had an opportunity to apply. How can we say there was a fair system? And I'm not advocating for anyone, but let's just say this. You have Rodney Crane at the fire department.
Okay.
Who've been there 20 plus years as either the chief or assistant chief. That have ran the largest fire department in Marshall County, that trains all the other fire departments in Marshall County. If no one else, and I'm not saying he was the best qualified, but if no one else in this county knew that they was hiring for a fire chief, Rodney Crane should have known.
Okay.
It's no way you could tell me that what they done hiring these people was fair when no one knew about it. That's the stuff that we have to get rid of. That's the stuff that when we do it, I'm going to vote no, and I'm going to talk to my voters about what's going on because they need to know. We have to listen. How we know we got the best person? If we put a person in that capacity, we should know that was the best person for the job. How could anyone argue that fact that we hired people in that position and it wasn't advertised? No one had an opportunity to apply. They were chosen. But see, that wasn't fair to the taxpayer.
That's how Marshall County Watch evolved, because we're watching out for you. That's our slogan. Marshall County Watch, watching out for you, because a lot of stuff is happening. We don't know why it's happening. We don't know when it's happening. All of a sudden, are we being represented or are we being ruled over?
Exactly.
And that's the thing. We don't want to be ruled over. We want to vote for who we want. We want to pick who we want and what position we want them in. And I think that's only fair. And I'm pretty sure all the voters think that's fair, because, like I said, with you and any other politician coming on every Saturday at noon, they'll hear what's going on in the county because we watching out for them.
Exactly. So, people just want fairness. People want an opportunity. If I'm a taxpayer, my son a taxpayer, my kids, I want them to have a fair opportunity. I'm not asking for anything, different than or special. I'm not asking for special privilege. Right. All I'm saying is make the playing field level. Give every citizen in Marshall County, and it's everyone. It's not about race, religion, sex, internet. It's every citizen, taxpayer in Marshall County should have a fair opportunity to apply for any government job come available, and it should be hired based on their qualification. All this favoritism, who you know, who your father, who your brother, all that stuff, it's time out for that.
Yeah, backdoor deals got to go away.
It's time out for that.
Yeah, backdoor deals definitely have to go
we have to move away from that type of system, and then doing that, that's why you have to have a human resource department. A human resource department where applications is taken for every job. Every job is posted in the newspaper, that everyone have a fair opportunity to apply. And those things I want to demand, because I think it's unfair, and I'm not going to be part of a system that I think is unfair and not speak out. That's just not me.
All right, Mr. Perkins, that's about our time. I mean, I love what you were saying. I hope the viewers and the listeners like what you're saying. My name is Vernon Briggs. I'm your host of Marshall County Watch. And I'm going to let the Kojak, the soul man himself, close us out. Well, it goes all the way up to the first. That's the cutoff. The first, yes. Okay. The first is when it's going to cut off on the absentee.
Okay.
Yes.
And that's on a Saturday, isn't it?
Yes, it's a Saturday.
Okay. All right, so call us since you want to be a star.
Well, that's the thing. It started out as this District 2 watch because that's well, I'm from District 2. Right. And then as it evolved, a lot of other people in Marshall County wanted to be a part of it. So then it extended to Marshall County Watch, and then now it's into a podcast because people need to know what's going on, just like Mr. Perkins was saying. Need to know what's going on, need to know what their supervisors are doing. So now it's Marshall County Watch podcast, watching out for you. So if you got any questions, you don't want to be a star, hey, go on my podcast or go on Marshall County Watch on Facebook. Put your questions on there, and I'll ask the candidates all the questions for you.
Not like this particular one. I'm not talking about you. Call them, not talking about you now. They're probably a little shy.
Yeah. But I mean, it's good. I like it because it's good that they can go on Facebook and they can put their questions on there, and they can come live on the podcast, and then they can put it on there, and to find out what's going on in the county. I mean, because really, Marshall County politics is almost like a secret society now. They don't want to let you know what's going on. You just find out afterwards. Yeah. And we trying to get ahead of that. I got you.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
And I just say this last word that, to the citizen, especially of District 1. There's a lot of things that's coming down from Washington, from our federal level. A lot of programs going to be faded out, SNAP programs, a lot of things getting ready to happen, benefits being lost. We have to have someone at the ground level that when these things happen, they have a heart, they have a sense of responsibility to help these people when these things start coming down, people losing their benefit jobs. And it's so important for us to vote down ballot. We think that when you vote down ballot, these positions like that doesn't matter, but it matters a lot. Time out for us just giving our votes away because we like a person. And I tell people, vote me because you feel I can make your life better, not because you know me. Don't ever vote that way. People do a little favor for you. We sell our votes out like they used to play these games back in the old days. Give you a bottle of whiskey, you give your vote. Those days is out. We have to start putting people in place that's going to make our life better.
Exactly.
We have to start understanding that when we don't have anyone to represent us, we always going to get the short end of the stick. And we keep wondering why that we are coming up short. Is because we're not putting the right person in place. We put people in place, go by their character, leadership, trustworthy, integrity. All those things makes a difference when you're putting the people in place because they're going to be out there working for you, and it's not about them. This is not about my career. Like I said, I already had my career. I retired. This is not about me. This is about me wanting to come out and serve my community and make Marshall County a better place for my grandkids, for your grandkids, for your kids, and for you. I want to implement programs to make our life better. So I'm asking you on November 4th, come out and give me an opportunity. Give me an opportunity to hold me to my word, to serve you as the next supervisor of District 1, and I'll be the fighter for you. I just want to thank you, Mr. Bridges. I want to thank you and your podcast because I think you're going to do great things, and I appreciate you informing the citizen, not being biased toward anyone, and just want to make it better. I just want to thank y'all.
Thank you. And that's Marshall County Watch, watching out for you, and we're out. All right. Thank you. We're the second part of our show, and we have another special guest, Mrs. Bernita Fountain. Welcome to WKRA 92.3 in Holly Springs, and also Marshall County Watch, watching out for you, the new Marshall County podcast. 92. Oh my God. They're gonna kick me off here. It's 92.7 WKRA in Holly Springs, 92.7. They ain't gonna invite me back no more. But this is Marshall County Watch, watching out for you, our brand new podcast, and we are looking out for citizens of Marshall County, and we got a candidate for District 1 supervisor. We got a female, and that's new. We need some diversity over there in the supervisor position, and she's mostly supporting her own campaign. So look, she ain't in nobody's pocket. So look, we ain't got to worry about her being bought. No further ado, Mrs. Fountain, what you gonna do for us in the county?
Hello, everyone. Hello, everyone. I'm so honored to be here today to speak to you about my campaign. First of all, let me give a shout out to the Women's Ministry of Mount Peel Church. I was there this morning for a women's conference. We had a wonderful time talking about something so miraculous as being a woman. It was a great conference. We had a lot of ideas, and a lot of those women are interested in what's better for their surroundings. We know we a place where we can work, live, work, and play. So we had an outstanding conference this morning. I want to thank you all very much for inviting me, allowing me to be your presenter this morning. And so I'm here for my second part today to explain to the people of Marshall County why I should be your next supervisor for District 1 in Marshall County.
Now my question is, if you elected, will you come back on Marshall County Watch and watch out for the people with me and let them know what you're doing, why you're doing it, how you're doing it, and even if you can't do it, let them know you're fighting for it?
I absolutely will. Not only Marshall County Watch, WKRA 92.7 The Change. I've been here before and we'll come back again. I have no problem with accountability. If I am elected, I will be serving the people.
All right.
And one thing about serving the people, you can't serve them without knowing what they need and reporting back to them what you can do.
Yeah, because a lot of people, when they get we only see them every 4 years.
Absolutely.
And some of them, they're gonna bring us that fish and that beer and whiskey and stuff and buy our votes. We need to get away from that.
Absolutely.
Let us know what's going on throughout the year. I ask candidates if they come on my show, will you come back every quarter and let us know?
Well, as a elected official, you should come back even in your community, in your district. If I'm elected, I think I would have district captain. District 1 is a large district, holds over 5,200 people, 5,200 voters. So there's no way you can continue to talk to each person one-on-one, but you can set up captains in each area.
Right.
People in those areas are kind of strong in their community that people look up to and don't mind confiding in. And that person, you start your steering committee. You start your committee and they'll come back and speak to you about what they think needs to be done. We'll have a meeting in that area. Things kind of get out of control when you try to have one meeting and there's 100 people there, or it's people there that just come to keep up chaos. But have them right there where people are, so you can listen to the concerns of people in this area. The people on Moore Road may have a different concern than people on Victoria Road.
Right.
So you have to do what's needed in the area.
So the thing is, like, a lot of times people get elected. My concern is not their concern anymore.
Right.
So you're saying you'll be different. Well, my concern is always going to be your concern.
Right.
Okay.
And your concern on Moore Road may be something else. Right. Their concern on Victoria Road may be something else. These people already have a road. These people over here may be wanting a road. It's different concerns for different areas, but you have to come to the area to find out what the need. Oh, that's the only way to find a solution.
I like that.
You can't put everybody under one umbrella.
What about what kind of programs you think we need in there?
Well, let me give you a little background about myself first.
All right.
I have served Marshall County as a deputy sheriff for over 30 years.
Oh, okay.
My first 19 years, I was a juvenile officer.
All right.
Which means I directed a lot of my times in juvenile activities, specializing in victims and assailants, juvenile. There were so many things that we could do that we didn't have the funds to do at that time. But as a juvenile specialist, we had to create things. We're not going to have a franchise here in this small town all the time. If you don't have the vision to make something happen, a lot of people have never been able to make a dollar out of 15 cents. I've had the opportunity, I only have a little bit, but what can I do with this little bit to make the impact the same as if it had come from a franchise? It's the same way with labels. A lot of people wear name brands, but you can get a basic, something basic, and make that just as good as a name brand.
Oh, women been doing that for
We've been
years.
doing
My
that
mama
for
them,
years,
grandmama them
for
always
years.
been making it happen.
And that's the difference between just somebody that's sitting on their thumb and somebody that's actually doing and creating something.
Okay.
Now I've had entrepreneur camps. Children are out, they're doing drugs, they're dealing drugs, they're doing a lot of things. But what can I do with what I have to be successful? So I started a baking camp some years ago. And a reason I started because I didn't know how to bake. So if I need it, I'm sure someone else needs it. But we started it with children. And it started out something so simple. We're baking cakes, we're baking cookies, we learning how to make cornbread from scratch. And people thought, oh, they bake it. No, we're teaching them how to be entrepreneurs. We're teaching them
Okay.
how to do something that they know that they can do without breaking the law. Let your talents work for you. We don't have it always umbrellaed under a franchise. We don't have it always umbrellaed under a name. But the basic is you can survive if you know how to do something for yourself.
All right, right. I got you. I mean, that's a lot that we talked about in the last program that we had. Is that there is the last youth program that I remember, growing up in Marshall County was a skating rink.
Absolutely.
I mean, after that, what do we have now for the youth to do?
Well, I've had to create a lot of things for the youth to do. With me being a juvenile officer, I've met so many children that are at risk. They need something. They get in trouble because of this or that environment, peer pressure. A lot of things contribute to children not having something to do. So I was the first person to teach. Well, maybe not the first. I think Tamara Jeffries was the first, but teach dare in the school. Teach gang awareness in the school. Try to give an alternative way for them to. They don't have to fall victim to the community.
Right.
So a lot of those things, I know they had the skating rink, they had the NYSP program, but those things are gone now.
Right.
And we can't continue to be looking backwards. We know they were there. We knew the impact they had. We know the lesson that they were intended to learn. But we're going to have to create things to go forward. A lot of people don't want to break the template. They don't want to, if it's not broke, don't fix it, or they don't want to recreate the wheel. But sometimes you can get in a situation where you got to recreate the wheel. Exactly. We don't have those things anymore. We can't make them come back. A lot of people ran off of, we want the NYSP program to come back. But those days are over. The lesson that it teaches can still be given, but you'll have to think of another way to bring that here. And that's where your creativity and your vision come in. We can't just always rely on what has been done in the past. We're going to have to create new avenues to make those things happen.
But see, there's another thing that puzzles me about a lot of things. When I'm out in the community, people always say, when I'm telling them that we need to get out and vote, do all this other stuff. Well, it don't make no difference who you vote for. It's going to be the same no matter what. But if you go to a store and you go buy a pair of pants and they too tight, you don't buy them anyway. You pick something else. So if that candidate is not working for you, get another one. It ain't going to cost nothing. If it's every 4 years, get you another. They're not working, not doing what they're supposed to. Then people that are getting paid to say it will say, well, man, give him another chance. Well, I just did that. Man, that man just got in. He was in there 4 years, or she was in there 4 years. She didn't do anything. So now it's time to get somebody else. It's not going to cost you anything but your vote to do that. So why waste it again?
Well, not wanting to vote or thinking your vote don't count, that's you. This starts with you.
Okay.
Some people are going to think, well, this person is doing a lot. Some people are going to think this person is doing something. Some people is going to think this person is doing nothing, regardless what they do. So everybody has an opinion. Everybody has a thought. If your opinion is that you don't feel like this person is doing anything, then you can speak up about that or not vote for that person. But it's always going to be differences of opinion. Now, people are put in there to do their job, and that's exactly what they should be doing as of I think I should, if I'm in there, I would definitely want to do my job as a supervisor, which is the supervisor's position impacts every role in this county.
Okay.
Economic is over the budgets, it's over the safety. the growing industry on the north end, the spring industrials is coming right here to Holly Springs. All those are impacted by the supervisors, and they have to be accountable. We're going to have these things. We're going to have to know where to put the money to make it better for everyone.
Yeah.
See, that's where we get kind of cross when we want to make it better for just some, or we want to pick out what we think is the best. We're here to be the voice of the people in its entirety, no matter of race or gender. They're talking about diversity and inclusion all over the nation. So why not right here in Marshall County? We got to have some diversion and inclusion here.
Okay. Now, what is a supervisor Fountain is going to bring us in District 1?
Well, again, a little bit more about myself, my progressive thinking, futuristic ideas. Um, I have experience.
All right.
I've been a former alderman for the city of Holly Springs. I've completed the 3 basic levels of municipal government, the basic, advanced, and the professional certifications, which kind of gives me an edge on knowing how to run the government.
All right.
Our municipality is not that different from city and county. You know, the county is ran off of the unit system, and our city is based off of our code charter form of government. But at the end of the day, and all the I's dotted and T's crossed, we're here to do a service for the people. We're not here to be a politician. We're not here to do just what I think. I'm the voice for my area and my district. And with those opinions, even though it may be 5,200 different opinions, it would be my job to sit down and do what is best for our district in its entirety.
Oh, I like that. I like that. Now, this is what I've always wrestled with, and far as politics, period, or appointments. But and I was enlightened that my kind of way of thinking wasn't totally right, because I think you should vote every time. But I was told, hey, that's not how it works here in Mississippi. That if a position comes open, right, and what they're going to do, they're going to appoint somebody. That's like a law here in Mississippi, period. They got to appoint somebody to run that clock out. Now, my thing is, if they say, hey, Briggs, we're going to appoint you, you're going to be in District 1. All right, I'm in District 1, and I'm going to run this clock out. I don't think that I should be able to run again in this election, maybe the next one after that, because now you running, and I already been in there, but I wasn't elected. I was appointed. I think I have an unfair advantage, because this is my thing. This is the way I think of appointments, that I'm not serving you, I'm ruling over you.
Right.
You know, and then because you didn't vote me in, there's somebody put me over you.
Right.
So if you elect me or elect you or whoever, then now that's somebody that most other people want in there. So now that person is serving versus being ruled over. But what are your thoughts on that?
Well, I can see where you're coming from, but my views are, if you're going to appoint someone, I know a seat can be vacated for whatever reason. If you move out of that district, if a person happens to no longer wants to serve, or in our current situation where our supervisor has gone into another position, there's nothing wrong with the appointment, but it should be known to the public. It shouldn't be something that's just swept under the table. It shouldn't be something that's the people shouldn't be allowed to know about. And I don't think the appointment would be wrong if the process was different. Everyone should know that's interested in that position. They should have an opportunity to come introduce themselves. Let people know that they're interested in this position. Interview, like an interview. What has one person done that these people, the 5 board members,
right,
are just going to give them this seat without it being known in the community? Because someone else may be qualified for the seat. Someone else may be interested in the seat. Someone else may want to make a presentation or put their best foot forward to say why they should be appointed for the seat. We know after a certain amount of time, you got to have a special election.
Right.
And the person is put in by the remaining board of supervisors. And that's all fair and legal. It's just the not knowing, the community not being aware. They just kind of forced on them with whoever they decide without it being noted. Now, we can't make it into an election. That's why they have special elections.
Right.
That's why they have elections for the people to say who they want to put in. So no matter who's appointed, I don't know if it's an advantage or not advantage, or I know at the end of the day, it's going to be who the people decide that they feel will be the best candidate for that seat.
Well, for years, I mean, women have always dealt with those kitchen table situations. I mean, in the home. So I think, I mean, just my way of thinking. I mean, what's the difference between that and dealing with that every day,
Right.
then bringing those same skills to the supervisor board? And hey, women, they know how to count the pennies.
Absolutely.
I mean, they know how to count the pennies, and they gonna make it most effective where they go. And then, like I said, I had never seen a woman on the board before, so I mean, it'll be a big change.
Well, I absolutely think that we haven't had a woman elected in over 20 years. Our last woman to be elected to this board was Mrs. Bernita from the Bahia area. She made a great impact on the board.
Right.
We have had Mrs. Dixon appointed to the board when she stepped up. After her husband was no longer on the board, she stepped up to be a part of the board. So I think women play a very instrumental part of being on the board because we are here. Right. We're not extinct. There's no reason for us to come up and see a 5-member male board when there are women existing as entrepreneurs, as single parents, as mothers, as working every day, taking care of themselves every day, but we're not represented. Why? We're never going to be extinct again. Those days are over. The days of just taking us out of the picture, our opinion don't matter, our votes don't matter. Those days are kind of behind us. We have educated women. We just talked about this in the women's conference, how miraculous it is being a woman.
Right.
We may not think the same way men think. We may agree, we may not agree, but the difference is we're able to put our thoughts on the table.
Right.
And we're able to explain what we want and why we think we should be there and what matters to us. Because what matters to us may not matter to an all-male board.
Right.
So women, we got to band together. We know that we're our biggest asset. We need to stand in solidarity together. Sometimes women, we tear each other down the most. But we got to leave the jealousy and the enviousness, and we got to leave the all that behind us because we can never build tearing down. So if you see a woman, even if her crown is crooked, you can straighten it up without her even knowing that you've straightened it.
Right.
And at some point in time, we have to stick together because I represent you and you represent me wherever we go. On this board and anywhere else.
Like I said, you got an impressive resume. I mean, I like a whole lot of stuff that you're doing, you're saying. And then, like I said, a lot of what you're talking about is how Marshall County Watch evolved, because I said in my last show that once people get elected, a lot of times they disappear from the scene. You don't see them anymore until 4 years and they want your vote again. And that's when you see them again. But then, now this is my thing. If you are Supervisor Fountain, will you right now commit to coming back on Marshall County Watch podcast, which is broadcast every Saturday at noon, and let us know what's going on? I mean, I would prefer if you come at least every quarter, but I mean, you can come more or you can come less, but at least come back on Marshall County Watch and let everybody know what you're doing, what you're trying to do, and all that. Because I only got 2 or 3 candidates that come on my show. I mean, but my thing is, if you're not coming on here, because a lot of them wouldn't come to WKRA because of money restraints. Okay, but you can come on Marshall County Watch for free. So now, what's your excuse for not coming on?
Right, and not only once a month, quarterly, whenever something that is important is coming down the pipeline that the people need to know.
Like that.
We're not sitting there just to do what we want to do and do what I think. I can do that without ever coming back on this show or any show.
Right.
I'm just using my own brain for what I want to do. It's the people. They need to be aware of what's going on in their county that's impacting them and people around them. Everything going on in Marshall County may not impact me. It may not impact you.
Right.
It may not impact somebody, but it's a possibility that it is impacting somebody. And even if it doesn't, I have the right to know.
Well, see, that's just like the board meetings are 9 o'clock in the morning during a weekday, and with us with this podcast, it's broadcast live on Saturdays, but it's also recorded. So, and then you can go to Marshall County Watch Facebook page and put your questions in there because I'll ask the candidate for you. I'll find out for you. I mean that's what I do. I'll find out for you and ask that question for you. Or you can call in live right now. Or you can get online right now and ask the candidate questions right now, and she'll be more than happy to answer your questions right now while we live right now.
Right. That brings me to something very important. I know
right.
they do have board members. They have a specified time that they have them according to the state or whatever. But we have a growing community. We have industries open day and night. We have people get sick day and night. We have everything going on a 24-hour basis. There's some things in our county, even though we've grown in our industry, they should be made for 24 hours. If I'm working all night, I can't get up and come to court at 9 o'clock in the morning.
Okay.
When is there going to be a night court? If I got to get my tags, I'm working 12-hour shifts 7 days a week in some of these factories. That's just to make enough money to survive. I can't get to Holly Springs to get my tags Monday through Friday from 8 to 5. When can they have one Saturday a month or a quarter or whenever that I can come in and get my tags? I can't determine when I'm going to get sick. I can get sick at any time. I may need my medication. I have done this with my own self and my children. I can't get medication after a certain time. Why? Why we can't have some place to get something 24 hours a day? Those kind of things are questioning in my mind. We are growing, but how can we grow more? When can these things be put in place where it can be convenient for the people that's paying the taxes?
Right.
I know a lot of things are local and private partnered. These ideas, if they can't be done, it should at least be brought to the table to see if they can or why they can't. Women's shelter. The board of supervisors are responsible for the homeless, paupers rather, and mental health. We buying up buildings here left and right. Why we don't have one for that? We don't have one for people that's coming off of the street. Sometimes we're using our city's multi-purpose building as a warming station. Why the county don't have one? We have homeless people in the county just like we do in the city. These kind of things just are in my mind.
But I mean, that's a lot of stuff, a lot of things that people, I'm pretty sure some other people are thinking the same thing. And that's the kind of stuff that people need to know. And you was talking about different things for is health, but we need a urgent care center. I mean, why don't we have an urgent care?
We got a couple of urgent cares, but they're not 24 hours.
But like you said, people get sick 24 hours.
They get sick 24 hours.
I mean, what if I get hurt and I can't make it to Collierville or none of these other places? I mean, we need something to stabilize me here.
Absolutely.
And that's the type of stuff that you were talking about, at least bring it up to the board. And then if they can do it or they can't do it, hey, I'm going to come back and I'm going to let you guys know I brought it up. I'm fighting for you, but this is why I can't do it.
Right.
And then we got candidates that are not doing it, are not willing to.
And if I do bring it up and you know a way that we can do it, then you bring that solution to the board, or you bring it to me, I can bring it to the board. No one person is going to be able to dictate or rule everything. It's going to take all of us working together to get anything done. A lot of people want to know why we're so stagnant, why we're not growing. Well, we can't grow if like minds don't get together and create. We'd rather just stay complacent. I'm retired. But I don't want to continue to be in a retirement town because everybody retired now is not convalescent. They're not old where they're not wanting to do something. They still want jobs. They're traveling. Your retired people now are about 60. Some of them 50. You know, it's just they still want activities and vibrant things going on in their community, even though they're retired. We don't want to make a retirement. I was more retired when I was working because I was tired. I work, I go home, I go to sleep. But now that you have a little more freedom and a little more space, you want to have something to do in your own community. Even though we want something to do, we know we're not good enough to drive to Memphis at night.
Right.
Or we don't want to do things that's going to put us in danger, but we want to have some activities at our hand that we can do that's safe and it's productive for everyone. It gives us something to do. It brings in revenue for the county. Those type of things are my ideas.
But see, I think if we get somebody in there, I mean, get somebody in there like you with the same mindset that you got, and you throw enough rocks, apparently, at some point you're gonna break the glass. And women been breaking through the glass for decades.
Absolutely.
And we need somebody to keep on doing that, to get in here. I mean, we talked about in my last show about housing. I mean, they're building apartments up on 302 over on Casey Road. They're building apartments in Byhalia. Why aren't there apartments going up in Holly Springs in District 1? I mean, it should be. I mean, when I was a kid, I mean, coming from Slayton, this was where we shot. I mean, we had, Liberty and all that stuff. This is where we shot. Piggly Wiggly and all that. And I look at District 1 supervisor from, say, when I was here in 83 till I came back, 30 years later. And Holly Springs is a totally different town. It doesn't have all what it had before. And why is that? So that means all these supervisors was letting it slip. Every 4 years it was slipping to where it is now. We need some new way of thinking, bring something to the table to bring Holly Springs not only back to where it was, beyond that. I mean, and I think your way of positive thinking and any new candidate way of thinking, it was going to get us out of that and get us back to where we should be. And like I said, beyond, because we got to think we're in our 60s. Then we need something for these other people to catch hold to take it even further than that.
That's what everything is about. We can't just look out for ourselves. We got to look out for our future. I'm the grandmother of two little fountains.
All right.
Kendall and Cross. So they're going to have something here to sustain them as well. It's not just about me. I'm older. The same things that interest me may not be the same thing that interest our youth. But if all of us are to live, work, and play here, we got to have something that's going to be able to entertain and sustain us all. Now, right now, the Board of Supervisors has done an excellent job with the economic growth on the north end and Spring Industrial Park right here in the city.
Mm-hmm.
I know IDA is working very hard with that as well, and that's a plus. If you want to work, it's a place for you to work in Marshall County. With that growth, that's why the apartments and the housings are coming to the county. And that's always a plus. New rooftops is always a plus.
Right.
It's a great new way of having revenue and bringing revenue into your county. But we don't want Marshall County just to be a place to work and live. We want to be able to play here as well.
Right.
And we want people not to just come here to work. We want them to come here for recreation. I know the Board of Supervisors is responsible for appointing a recreational director, maybe even building. I see things like building a sportsplex in the county. We have our stadium right here in the city that holds a lot of events for the city and people that may want to rent it out.
Right.
Why we can't have the same thing in the county? We have the area, the space, the land space. As long as we don't get landlocked, the building can continue. The housing can continue. We can have places that people not only come through here, they come through and eat at the steakhouse. They come through and eat at Miss Annie's restaurant. They come through and eat at Southern Eatery up there with Miss Trina. But we want a place that people to come here. They come into Holly Springs for this.
Right.
Is it going to be a fair? Is it going to be a park? Is it going to be a water park? Is it going to be a zoo? All those things are Board of Supervisors' responsibility. So they can have all these things here where they don't just come through Marshall County in Holly Springs. They're coming to Marshall County in Holly Springs.
But I wonder what happened to the two lakes that used to be booming back in the day. I mean, everybody was going to the lake. And now I don't ever hear anything about Shawata Lake or any other park areas.
They're still here. They're still a part of their community. But we, the people, have to make them vital again. The lakes are not going to move.
Right.
But if we don't utilize them, they're just there. But when we started making them important again, then we'll start utilizing them again. We start having events there that's going to bring people out to the lake. Because a lot of people don't forget that the lake even there. if they don't live in that area. So it's us. We got to change our way. We don't just let things lie dormant, and we don't let things just stay stagnant. We have to bring some excitement back to those places where we can make those important and vital again.
We got about 30 seconds left, and we're on WKRA 92.7 in Holly Springs, and I want to thank them for letting me do my podcast live from here, and that's Marshall County Watch, watching out for you. And we have candidate for District 1, Miss Bernita Fountain. And Miss Fountain, I'll let you have these last 10 seconds and close.
I am encouraging everyone to come out and vote in the special election on November the 4th for me, Bernita Fountain, your supervisor of District 1 right here in Marshall County. Ladies, please come out in record numbers. Come out in record numbers. Let's make our gender and place known. Let's be seen. Let's stand in solidarity together to let people know that our opinions matter. And I'm asking all people that want to change, that want to see a difference in Marshall County, that want their community to continue to grow. Even though we've had great leadership in the past, we want to continue it with a person that's able to continue it, with a person that's experienced, educated, and has the vision to move Marshall County forward along with the rest of the board members. And vote me, Bernita Fountain.
All right, and there's Marshall County Watch, watching out for you. I'm your host, Vernon Briggs, and we're out.